All right, hey, Sammy Rothman here with AEA Ribbon Mics at Musikmesse 2016. This cool booth with BAE, Session Desk, Giraffe. Gonna run through our mics. This is the N8, the Phantom Power Nuvo. Our newest mic came out last year. It's a far field ribbon mic that has the least amount of protection that we feel comfortable putting in a ribbon microphone. So it's very natural and open to the air. If you actually hold it up to the light, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, you can physically see the ribbon. It's very open, very natural, great on drum overheads, strings, room miking, but you can get a bit close with it too. It sounds good on guitars. This is essentially the phantom powered half of our stereo ribbon mic, the R88, which is essentially two passive N8s in Blumline. As you can see, you can kind of see the ribbon shining through that. Whereas the N22 over here is the opposite. It's our near field ribbon mic. So we have the most amount of protection in this mic that we've been able to put in and still have a sound that we want. And what it does is the extra wrapping of fabric and perf metal acts as a mechanical high pass filter. So the major difference between this one and this one is this is the far field, the N22 is the near field. So it's great on things like guitars, bass amp, kick drum. It's one of my favorite mics I've ever heard, snare, acoustic guitars. But what's cool about these two mics is a lot of bands have been touring with them. Bands like The War on Drugs, Kurt Vile, Deer Hunter, using Autolux, using them on overheads, the N8s, and N22s on the guitars. Moving along, this is the 92, which is another near field mic, but it's more traditional in the sense. It's something that you would imagine somebody would use on a rock record or something from the 70s. It's almost like a closer version of the 84, which is our workhorse mic. When my boss, Wes Dooley, designed it, it was meant to be a low-cost version of the 44, which is the old RCA 1932 design. And I guess the main thing with all these mics, the way I think about it is in terms of distance. The 44 has equal treble and bass from 20 feet away. So people like to use it to record an orchestra. It gets proximity effect from 6 feet away. So if I'm singing into this mic right there, I'm still getting proximity effect. It's insane. Whereas the N22 gets it from about, 2 inches away. It's a much closer variant. And all of them are kind of in between. And the last mic up there is the Supercardioid KU4. It's one of my favorite vocal mics that we make. It's much different than our other ribbon mics because it uses a smaller ribbon. And with the KU4, it still sounds like it's a part of the family of our microphones, but the major difference is that it's supercardioid, so it cuts through the mix more like a condenser in the way that you're, I guess, familiar with hearing something like vocals or a guitar, but it still sounds like it's a part of these other mics. And a different mic for every application, and it's really about finding the one that fits you best.